Jags will be running it back with their coordinators. Yes, they have kept their offense and defensive coordinators. Jags will be running it back with their coordinators. Yes, they have kept their offense and defensive coordinators. All right, y'all. We in the building. What's up, man? How y'all doing? Really? Oh, yeah. All right. Testing 1 2. Testing. All right, man. We in the building tonight, y'all. Late night, early morning shit. How y'all doing today, everybody? How's everybody doing? All right. Let me make this. Oh, you know. All right, man. We got the AFC Championship recap when New England beat Denver 10-7 in a snowy defensive struggle. Yup, of course. The Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. I know y'all like to hear that news. Um, Drake May's rushing touchdown and a late interception by Christian Gonzalez secured the win. Now on the NFC Championship side of things, Seattle held off a late Rams rally to win 31-27. Sam Darnold threw for 346, 3 touchdowns, while Jackson Smith Njigba had a career-defining performance, Super Bowl 60, the Patriots and Seahawks will meet in a rematch of their iconic 2015 Super Bowl. So, yes, guys, that is the recap of the championship weekend that we already experienced. And for Patriot fans, we're still riding this high. We're still living on a prayer, whatever you want to call it. We're up there. And then today's news breaks, which we'll get into as we go through these six. Guys, can we get any more bad news from the Patriot home front? I mean, he's not our coach, but he was our coach. Brought us six of them. He is a Hall of Famer by any happenstance, whether if you like him or not. Belichick was snubbed today. Yes, it was snubbed. It was a snubbing of the snubs. And I want to bring it up because NFL.com had it up here. Yes, in the storylines. Yes. You see that 14-3, 14-3, two 14-3 teams. Who seen that one coming? And we had the East West Shriner Bowl today. We had the takeaways for that. But we got some news to get to. We got the coaching carousel. Oh, we got some Darian Mensa news. Yeah, we got Mensa news. But first, we're going to start with the Belichick getting snubbed. What a snub. He's not a first ballot. Are you really telling me that Coach Belichick, this guy, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer? Come on now. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, please. I can't believe this. Well, I can believe it, but I don't think everybody else like us because it was an eruption on Twitter, and we're going to go there, just to break it down. Now, the biggest story of the day, guys, for Tuesday, absolutely shockwave sent through the football world. Well, Bill Belichick, has been snubbed by the Pro Football Hall of Fame, despite his six Super Bowl rings as a head coach. Reports broke today, January 27th, that was Tuesday, the day of the 28th, that Belichick did not receive the 40 out of 50 votes. Did not receive the 40 out of 50 votes required for first ballot induction into the class of 2026. Now, I'm just kind of shocked because what the hell? And what kind of shit is this? Now, this decision has ignited a firestorm across social media. And boy, let me tell you, over here at Clutch Sports, baby, we are furious. We're in the thing. We're in the same category. Hold on, I forgot to cut the camera on. Yes, there we go. There it is. So yes, we're in the same boat because I do not believe that Bill did not get a vote. Now, matter of fact, let me go to our X and we can look this up because this has been a breaking topic of discussion all over X. Okay, and this is right here. Look, the 10 people that didn't vote for BB should be exposed. What the is a crazy story. This coming from an NFL exec. Okay. Now, of course, I just told you this decision has ignited a firestorm all across social media. This is crazy. All right, the vote. Belichick was the lone finalist from the coaches committee, while he was widely considered a lock. At least 11 voters reportedly blocked his entry. So we got 11 people allegedly blocking BB from getting into the Hall of Fame. Now, somebody please make this make sense. All right. Sources indicate that Spygate scandal and other past controversies played a significant role. Former Bills Colts GM Bill Polian reportedly urges voters to make Belichick wait a year as penance. So there it is. That's one name. We have one name that has been confirmed already. Okay. We have a name. And guys, this is some crazy freaking news because Spygate, other controversies, these are the things that have played the role in why Belichick is not first ballot. I'm trying to figure this one out because wait a minute. Now, wait a year as his penance. And this is one Bills Colts GM, former Bills Colts GM, Bill Polian. So we know Bill Polian has put his name out there in nah, he's not first ballot. Belichick's reaction, guys, sources close to the coach describe him as puzzled and disappointed. He reportedly asked an associate, 6 Super Bowls isn't enough. What does the guy have to do? I mean, come on. There's people that made 3. Then they have crowned in the dynasty. They were doing all kind of stuff. And this man has went to 6. 6. And you mean to tell me that this is what we're doing here? This is what we're doing. And that's I like what Bill said. I like how Bill responded. Reportedly asked, 6 Super Bowls isn't enough. He was what, 40 some wins away from catching the number one wins, number one coaching wins. I mean, I'm just asking. This man has done his due, and he's done his job. I mean, yes, the controversies, sure, but there's a lot of controversy around the NFL that we don't never normally talk about. It just so happens that this this just came out about us. Okay. Now, the backlash, this is where we come in at. The backlash is that we're talking about it as well as NFL stars are coming out in force. Patrick Mahomes called the decision insane. JJ Watt stated there is not a single word in which Belichick isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. So this is crazy. I mean, are we really going to sit here and have a debate about? I mean, they must really going to have this debate to say Bill Belichick is not a first ballot, and the reason is the Spygate scandal and other past controversies, other things that came up. And of course, the name that we have that came out is Bill Polian, the GM, former Bills and Colts GM. He reportedly urged voters to make Belichick wait a year for his as a penance. So I mean, there it is. So Belichick's response, guys, is 6 Super Bowls isn't enough. What does a guy have to do? I mean, what does the guy have to do? And of course, we know the backlash is going crazy because this has been trending on X all freaking day. I mean, this overhyped a lot of the news today that we're going to get into. But my goodness, And then, the college connection, right? The UNC struggles, right? He has struggled even with the coaching as he's got the coaching. I mean, he has struggled there as well. So, I mean, the news come out at a low point for Belichick' current coaching tenure. His first year at the University of North Carolina was a struggle, ending with a 4-8 record. There's a growing speculation that the off-field drama on his collegiate record might be clouding the judgment of voters who usually focus on NFL accolades. So it's like they're gonna criticize Bill. They're gonna give Bill they're gonna give Bill the they're gonna make him wait. They're gonna make Bill wait, guys. I mean, it is what it is. It kind of sucks because the guy has done a lot for the game. He's done a lot. Now, yes, there is a controversy, but at the same time, I mean, there's a lot of people who have controversy, but to get snubbed, it's like crazy. All right, now the Hall of Fame class, now the full class to be announced February 5th at the NFL Honors. Robert Kraft, the owner, the Patriot owner, is still a finalist and status is unknown. Buffalo Bills head coach Bills have reportedly decided not to pursue Belichick for their opening. That wasn't going to work. Belichick was on the road recruiting for the new class for UNC when the Cowboys talk was there, when the Bills and the Giants. So I don't think he's coming back to the NFL. What's up? What's up? What's up, Chew? How you doing, boy? How you doing, my brother? You cool tonight, my boy? Man, yeah, all kind of good news to pop off, what I'm saying, ahead of the big game, big game. You know what I'm saying? Chew. So salute to you, my boy. Um Belichick will remain eligible for the class of 2027. So there we go. Belichick will be active for next year's class. And it seems like they've made their mind up. It seems like they made their mind up and they wanted to make sure that they set a moment. I mean, they set their I don't want to say they gotta get back on Belichick, but it's always like I got you. So he's gonna be waiting till next year. I mean, this is crazy because that's all the stuff that was cited for the snub, all the stuff that was cited for the sub is the Spygate scandal and some other controversies, and they're gonna wait a year. So damn, this is crazy. Now let's get into what the coaching carousel looks like today, guys, because this has turned into a bit of a it turned into a bit of a well, I don't know what the hell it turned into because today the Broncos fired their offensive coordinator, their wide receivers coach. They went through and cleaned the whole. They just cleaned everything up right quick, and it's like, what are we doing here? I guess we're setting the axe, right? We're just bringing the axe to eat, bringing the axe. The Jets also fired their offensive coordinator. So we can add a list of coordinators now to this pool, this growing pool of coordinators. And there's only three jobs left, I think. Yes, Cardinals, Browns, and Raiders. Cardinals, Browns, and Raiders are left. All right, that's it. Because now, guys, hold on, let me pull them up. All right. So, despite the Belichick being snubbed, despite Bill Belichick being snubbed for the Hall of Fame, we had the Bills finalize their deal and promote their OC to head coach. So Joe Brady, congratulations to him. He will be the next Bills head coach. Yes, Joe Brady. Welcome to the Brady era. You know, Joe Brady he's a guy that deals with Josh Allen anyway. It's kind of I, I don't know what kind of move it is, but all right. Now here we go. This is the current openings. This is the current jobs. These are the current jobs that we have. All right. These are the current jobs, guys. Okay. No. So, all right. John Harbaugh, we already know him, and Stefanski, they were off the clock first. Then came the Halfley, and that was the one that was like, what the frick? Like, whoa. Then Tennessee took Robert Sala. It was like, okay, that's kind of decent. Jesse Mentor, which we all kind of figured that was going to be a signing, he went to Baltimore. Pittsburgh, uh, we got to see. We got to see how. We got to see how this is going to play out because it may work, but we don't know. I heard the Pittsburgh memes. They took Kenny Pickett because he's played at Pitt. Now we're taking Mike McCarthy because he's from Pittsburgh. So we got to see. And Buffalo promoted Joe Brady today. So that means Arizona, who's interviewing Ron Rivera. That does that indicate that that job might be that bad? Like, is that job that bad? Because you're gonna go and get Ron Rivera. That says a whole lot right there. I'm just saying. Um, then we got the Raiders. They were looking at Webb from the Broncos and also waiting on Clint Kubiak. They also had Joe Brady. Joe Brady flew back from Vegas back to Buffalo and inked the deal, and that was it. He's off the clock. So now, guys, three spots are left, and it's gonna be interesting to see who the hell takes these three jobs right here. Who gets this job? Who? Like, they're all decent jobs. Two of them are in a dome, so you know. But let me run down a little bit. All right, so this coaching carousel, guys, which is in overdrive today with 10 vacancies this cycle, the most since 2006. The dominoes are starting to fall faster. Here's the breakdown. All right, now the biggest headline of the day comes from Orchard Park. The Bills have officially named Joe Brady as their 21st head coach. So Joe Brady is number 21. He's the newest head coach. Salute to Joe Brady. A 5-year contract to replace McDermott. 36. Brady becomes the youngest head coach in the NFL. The move is designed to maintain continuity, for Josh Allen, who reportedly sat in on every interview. So they've pretty much guaranteed to keep this core value together. Probably build on what they already got because it's going to be hard. The snub connection is this effectively ends the rumors of Bill Belichick taking over the Bills. Now, thank you. I'm so glad that this was because Bill was not coming back. I'm serious. We could put that one to bed, guys. Bill was not coming back. All right, now with this hiring today, that takes the Bills, Joe Brady, who was the Bills coordinator, John Harbaugh with the Giants, Jesse Mentor for the Ravens, the Falcons, Kevin Stefanski, Buffalo. I mean, Pittsburgh. They get Mike McCarthy. Now we're gonna get into a little Mike McCarthy because that was like a 50-50. People are like, what the fuck? Tennessee brings back Rob Sala. Now, this is Rob Sala's second time around. Now, is it going to be something different? He gets Cam Ward. He gets a chance to build a defense. He's in a division with Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, and who else over there? Oh, the Colts. So now they have to really deal with a whole lot now. And then the Dolphins, they bring in Jeff Hafley, the Packers defensive coordinator. Now that is one that I'm interested in knowing because that's in the same division. But who the Jeff Hafley? He was at Boston College, of course. We did a little digging, but Miami and Pittsburgh, I don't know. Y'all are getting some pretty good comments on the internet. I'm just saying. So now let's see what else. Okay. Now there are three teams that are still on the clock to find their leader for 2026, according to the latest odds and reports. Now, guys, the Raiders, Davis Webb's current quarterback coach, has emerged as the betting favorite to take over in Vegas, though Clint Kubiak is still heavily in the mix. Now, they can't wait. I ain't gonna lie to you, Vegas, the people in Vegas, they got a little, they want to roll the dice, there, boys. The Cleveland Browns, after moving on from Stefanski, the Browns are reportedly looking at veteran Jim Schwartz to stabilize the ship. Now, I don't think the Browns have anybody to come in. I don't. I don't think the Browns have anybody that wants to come there and deal with what they got to deal with there. You got a decent defense, but the offensive side, it looks like a little mess right there, guys. I don't know. Arizona still early in the process, but search is intensifying following the firing of Jonathan Gannon. Now, I've heard, and today I did post Riverboat Ron Rivera is supposed to come back. He was interviewing maybe Vance Joseph an interview with the Cardinals. But excuse me, you guys, it is three teams that the Raiders still have the better odds. Put it like this: the Raiders got the best odds of getting the coach before the other two, and that's crazy. Arizona is like, and this man, they're not letting this man go. He's not going anywhere, guys. We can just this out the way. All right. The Browns head coaching job is believed to be one of the most attractive job openings for head coach. So why is nobody taking and why are we not getting any news and this coaching carousel? I mean, listen, Buffalo promoted They didn't even waste any time. Matter of fact, they had when got Lou. They brought in Lou Amaruno from Indianapolis. They brought in somebody else. They ball. They. I haven't heard them visiting the Browns. So now here we are talking about it's the most attractive because of the quarterbacks. Yes, you got some young talent, but I don't know. Now here we go. The vacancy update, guys, is like I said, it's down to the final three. Now, Mike McCarthy is a bit of a wow moment. Okay. And this man right there is the anomaly. All right. Okay. All right. So Steelhouse is interviewing. So Steelhouse. Okay. So Tennessee Titans made their major splash. Got him. Kansas City brought back Eric the Enemy as their OC to bring they brought a blast from the past back, and that's shocking. The Chargers brought in Mike McDaniel and becomes their new offensive coordinator. So it's a bit of a recycling and a jungling of shit. So the recycling of coaches is at an all-time high with John Harbaugh going to the Giants, Stefanski to the Falcons, and McCarthy to the Steelers. The league is clearly leaning on veteran experience, making Joe Brady hire in Buffalo a bold, youthful outlier. And that's what the Browns are looking like they're going for too. So the Raiders, and Cardinals. Potentially all those three right there could end up with some young guys at the helm. Okay. I mean, listen. Uh Brian Flores doesn't get one. Okay. But I don't think he's interested in going to certain places. I'm not sure about that. All right, now Clint Kubiak and Davis Webb are not being pursued by either of the remaining teams with head coaching open. So it's only the Raiders for these two. So according to Ian Swanson, the Raiders are only the team, the only team pursuing Kubiak and Webb. So it's either between Webb and Kubiak, and most likely it may be Webb, guys, because Kubiak is going to the Super Bowl. I don't know if the Raiders are going to wait 2 weeks. Today, Tampa Bay, they did bring in Zach Robinson off and hired him to be their OC. So he said, I can't wait to work with Baker and the boys. Posted that on our shorts too. Check it out. Not upset about the Zach Robinson hiring. Wanted McDaniel, but he was never going to choose Tampa. Okay. And that is Zach Robinson. So I comes in. Mm, all right, let's see. And of course, that is so today, Joe Brady, Mike McCarthy had his introductory where he got emotional in the speech. Who else? What's his name? Oh gosh, Mike McDaniel had his little step up to the mic moment where he talked a few little words and how he wants to use Herbert. You know, and so this is going to be interesting year because now we have what 10 head coaches. Oh, Arthur Smith decided to take his services to college. He left to the Steelers and went to Ohio State. to go be their OC. I mean, this is getting interesting with this cycle that we have, guys. It is very interesting. Okay, now focus here. Okay, so these are some of the names and candidates still out there: Chris Shula, Clint Kubiak, Grant Udinsky, Brian Dayball. But Dayball is off the coordinator. He's off to be a coordinator in Tennessee. Yes, Dayball did become the Tennessee OC. Yeah, sure enough. So there we go. That one. And there's 10 new head coaches in the league. Well, not new, but you know, it's crazy. And Mike, he's gonna take his time and relax. He's gonna enjoy life. He don't have to deal with none of the drama or hear none of the. Mike's gonna enjoy this retirement from right now. All right. Let's see what else we got. Who else we got? And so nope. So they're gonna be waiting on this man right here. This is the Raiders want right here. The Raiders gonna want this man right here, ladies and gentlemen, on your screen. That's who they're gonna want right there. Okay, right there. That's the man that they're gonna want. Telling you now, Clint Kubiak. But are they willing to wait? So they're gonna have to wait. That's the thing. They're gonna have to wait, and I don't know if they're gonna wait. No, I wonder if Sean McDermott is gonna, or they're gonna go with House for the Browns job because that's what it's looking like. Okay, all right. So who was it? I want to know. Uh, That's what I'm saying, guys. So, this is where we're at with it, guys. I'm telling you right now. Look, this is a new, like the carousel has. Let me make sure I got. Yeah, yeah. New overseas, and I'm quite sure with the Rams and who just fired Denver. Denver just let go. Just let some people go. So it's like, you got a open door, a bevy of here we goes. Fresh pickings. Now 49ers OC Clay Kubiak has removed himself from consideration for head coaching openings. The Raiders and Steelers had requested to interview him, but he prefers to keep working with Kyle. So the other Kubiak says no, he's staying in San Fran. So So, oh yes, oh god, I wanted to talk about that guy right there. That dude, he was geek to work with. All right, now wait a moment, second. So he's gonna stay. Um, 3 to go. So there we go. Okay, I'll make sure. Oh, the Shriners Bowl. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We missed that. I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. And here is Mike McDaniel's quick little snip. I missed the whole Shriners Bowl, guys. Sorry, I missed it. I missed it. I was in here trying to get stuff together. Didn't get nothing done. All right, now as we run this down, this last little bit of coordinator news and coaching carousels, guys, because there's three left. Three left. Now, this NFL coordinator market is in a state of absolute chaos as of Tuesday. So, and true blitz style, as we're going to do, we're going to track a massive wave of veteran coaches returning to coordinator roles after being fired as head coaches, while several rising stars are still waiting for the final head coaching chairs to be filled. Now, the OC side, guys, we have the trend this year is return of the head coach. Several big names have already been scooped to the lead offices. Okay, now Tennessee Titans Brian Dayball, he's an OC. Mike McDaniel, Eric Bieniemy, Bobby Slowick in Miami, Tampa Bay Bucks Zach Robinson, and Washington Commanders promoted David Blau in DC to their OC. So look at them names. Those are potential names of coaches if you want to get to the just crazy work right there. I mean, real stuff. Like I didn't really look at the names until it hit me till I started reading them, and it made absolutely no sense. But dude, this is a list of names that are like, wow. Again, let me go back. Let me go back. Tennessee brought in Dayball, former head coach. Chargers bring in Mike McDaniels. Kansas City brought back Eric Bieniemy. Miami Dolphins, Bobby Slowick. Now that's going to be interesting to see how that whole Halfley and Slowick and the new dynamic is down there. Now Tampa Bay Zach Robinson, I read his tweet earlier, and he was like, "I'm happy to work with Baker. Can't wait to get to the work." And then David Blau, he was a candidate for a job too this year, but they've been promoted. Now, top OCs that are still available in flux. Now you got Todd Monken The Ravens, his status, guys, is still the biggest domino. He is expected to join John Harbaugh in New York with the Giants, but he is still a finalist for the Cleveland Browns head coaching job. Now that I forgot about Monken. I forgot Monken might actually take that job. Mike LaFleur for the Rams currently undergoing second interviews for Arizona. Okay. Mike LaFleur, Arizona making some moves. No wonder why they're so quiet. Then we got Joe Lombardi just fired by the Denver Broncos today, and now is a free agent. Hmm, that could be interesting too. Drew Petzing hired by the Detroit Lions away from Arizona. Oh yeah, they did. And him and Clint Kubiak is still in the mix for the Raiders job. If he doesn't get it, he will be the number one OC target for multiple teams. I believe that. I can believe that. Now, that's if the Raiders cannot wait till he's done with the Super Bowl. Now, the recently hired DCs. Now, Green Bay lost their defensive coordinator. I was tripping when I read that tweet. That I was like, wait a minute. But Green Bay Packers, Jonathan Gannon, they brought in, hey, that's where I was like, wait, Jonathan Gannon, he come back and he's the DC for the Packers. That should be an interesting pairing. Then we got the Giants bringing in Denard Wilson, formerly the Titans DC. He joins Harbaugh's staff, which makes me think if so, Monken might actually do go to Cleveland if Cleveland doesn't land. Who Cleveland was looking for? I forgot Cleveland was looking at. Oh shit! And then you got Washington Commanders. Durante Jones, formerly the Vikings DB coach, was just hired yesterday. Dallas Cowboys, they got Christian Parker, 34, became the youngest DC in Cowboys history. So they went post the Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator, brought him to Dallas, and there it is. There it is. That's gonna be a messy thing. Now we're gonna be watching how these defenses play. Now that's gonna be what Commanders, Cowboys, the Giants, and the Packers. Those four defenses got new guys. All right. Now the DCs that are still available, right? Anthony Weaver for the Dolphins. He is a primary candidate for both the Browns and Cardinals head coaching job. If he doesn't land a head coaching spot, he is the top defensive coordinator on the market. Now, Brian Flores remains a top candidate for multiple vacancies. Though his lawsuit against the league continues, he to be taking point in front offices. So a lot of people probably think, oh no, he might sue us. But I don't think he's with that. I don't think he's with the foolishness. I mean, really, I don't think he is. Got to get a man a chance. Patrick Graham of the Raiders, his future depends on whether the Raiders hire an offensive minded head coach who wants to keep him or bring in their own staff. And Jim Schwartz, rumored to be staying in Cleveland even if a new head coach is brought in. Those several teams are calling to see if he's gettable. Now, Brian Flores is open to taking a head coaching position. I heard that. Like he signed an extension. But if somebody offers him a head coaching job, he can take it. Anthony Weaver, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So he got Cleveland and the Cardinals. And Patrick Graham, he could be up for grabs, guys. He could be up for grabs. So the Browns, head coaching job still open. Raiders, we know who they're waiting on. And the Cardinals, they have some candidates. So the Browns and the Cardinals looking to start a brand new, I guess, get some brand new people in there. Like they're really bringing in brand new candidates. Meanwhile, the Raiders are looking at Kubiak and either Webb, those two names, the two names. Joe Brady, of course, we know took the Bills job today. That is that's crazy. That's crazy. So oh, and look at Mike, Big Mike McCarthy, y'all. He's happy. He's so happy. Took his little speech. Give him a little speech. Give him a little time, y'all. Come on. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button if y'all come through the door and y'all do. Hit me up, man. Find it. The like button for your boy if you don't mind. Thank you and salute. And remember, go Pats. We in the Super Bowl. Okay, and there goes Big Mike talking all that. You know, they all come in and they say the good stuff. They like, we're gonna bring the trophy on in. We're gonna get number 7 in. We're trying to get 7 this year. All right, Big Mike. Guys, what do you think about this hiring? Honestly. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I got something for that. I got something for that. Hold on. They mhm. Right. Now listen. The before we get to Mike McCarthy, the Jacksonville Duval, yeah, those guys down there in Duval, they are going to run it back. Grant Udinski and defensive coordinator Campanelli have agreed to terms to remain in Jacksonville this year. So they're running it back. They're running it back. So I broke this one on our shorts as well, but they're going to run it back. So Duval. I can't wait to get my soundboard back, guys. No. Yes. Right. No, wait. I think it's okay. So wait, we got Todd Monk and trending. Wait. We got Todd Monk and trending, but oh Mike McCarthy, guys. Okay. Now this is gonna sound so cheesy, but it is what it is. It's gonna sound cheesy, okay? While we look at Todd Monk and that's what Todd Monk is thinking about right now. Just kidding, y'all. Just kidding. All right, Todd Monk can help with Lamar Jackson and MVP for the Ravens. And it's good. Shador, the Browns don't need youth. They need experience if it is. Just so right. So they're looking to bring in them. So they're trying to. They're looking at it. So who's your choice for the next Browns coach? Schwartz, Steelhouse, or Monken? The final three. That's the choices for the Cleveland Browns right there. But that is that's about right. We're gonna so the Browns are probably that over there. So we get back to hold on. Let's get back over here. Where is where is on him up here? Bring him on up, please. All right. I mean, that would be crazy if they go with Steelhouse. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. All right, guys. And of course, they're going to say Monken did work with Lamar. So Lamar, and he's an MVP. So if Monken can get with Shador, but you still got Deshaun Watson, what you going to do with Deshaun Watson? That's a lot of money y'all playing with. Y'all got Tua and Deshaun Watson and Kyler Murray contracts that all blew up in faces this year. And we're still out here trying to make sense of it. And look who's in the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold. Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But here we go. Yes. Now, with that being said, these guys brought in the news about that. Hmm. Exactly. Oh no, look at this. I was trying to figure out who they was gonna do, what they were trying. See, we have to dig and find what the Eagles are doing down here. But guys, anyway, the major homecoming story: Mike McCarthy was officially introduced as the 17th head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday. Was it was a good story. It was a heartwarming right there. Now, after spending the 2025 season out of football following his departure from the Dallas Cowboys, McCarthy returns to his native Pittsburgh to succeed Mike Tomlin, who stepped down earlier this month after 19 seasons. Now, good story so far. The contract: Mike McCarthy signed a 5-year deal with the organization. Full circle moment. McCarthy grew up in Greenfield neighborhood of Pittsburgh and was visibly emotional during his introductory press conference at Acrisure Stadium, stating Pittsburgh is my world. Now I just showed y'all the McCarthy. I just showed y'all Mike sitting up there, all emotional and stuff, getting in it. He was pouring it on, bro. And he said the let's bring some championships here. Let's bring number 7. And I'm with Big Mike. Sound good. Of course, I've seen him every day on what every what Wednesday on Pat McAfee. So here it is. There it is. There it is. Mike. Yep. Mike with his parents, the McCarthys. And it goes, that's the emotional moment we just talked about right there. Right now, again, that's my boy. I understand. He said Pittsburgh from the world, right? Again, it's full circle moment. He grew up in Pittsburgh, and of course, Pittsburgh's my world. Historical context, guy. He's historical context. He is he is only the fourth head coach the Steelers have hired since 1969, following Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. Now at 62, he's the oldest head coach hire in franchise history. So he's number 4 and he's the oldest. You know what I'm saying? He's the oldest and he's number 4. So McCarthy is up there and he's a I mean, not saying nothing bad about age, but I think the NFL is trying to do away with the older guys and, bring in the younger spirits. And a lot of people did not like this. Now, the Rodgers connection between him and this is, let's see if they talk about it. They're going to bring up, look at this. The hell is Mike Cotton and his mom. All right, for me, I'm okay to watch the damn feel good for Mike McCarthy. I mean, some people like it, some people they welcome home to Pittsburgh, Mike. Look, they got this popping up around there. Oh, dang. See what I'm saying? Now, guys, all right. The Rogers connection during the press conference, McCarthy explicitly stated he is definitely open to a reunion with Aaron, who played for him in Green Bay and spent the 2025 season with the Steelers on a 1-year deal. Rodgers is set to become a free agent this March. Now, why the Steelers chose him, Steelers president Art Rooney II called the hiring an obvious decision, citing McCarthy's championship pedigree, winning Super Bowl with the Packers, and his proven track record of developing excuse all right, proven track record of developing quarterbacks. Unlike his predecessors, who were defensive minded, McCarthy brings an offensive focus to a team that has struggled to find consistency on that side of the ball. Mike McCarthy will immediately begin assembling his staff. Reports indicate he plans to call his own plays while maintaining the Steelers' traditional 3-4 defense scheme. His primary task will be ending the franchise's playoff win drought which dates back to the 2016 season. Now, I get it, Mike. Mike, I get it. Totally freaking get it. But let's be real. Let's be real. You got so much to deal with in this one. All right. And I know you were gonna say, okay, what he had a good run in Pitt in Dallas, right? They said the Mike McCarthy slander stops today. Give him a chance. Let's see how this offense shakes out. All right. Mm, all right. There we go. There it is, guys. It's official. We get no matter if you like it or not, there's a lot of stuff we don't like about the NFL. But at 62, Mike McCarthy is the oldest Steeler head coach hired by the Steelers, and here he is. And now we're gonna see if some people like it. Talking about he's the best coach in the division now. Wait, let me see. They got mentor Zach. Oh wow, wait, damn, really? Wait. No, listen. Now we gotta really think about it, guys. That actually might be a fact. They don't have another Zach Jesse Mentor just got there in Baltimore. He just got there in Pittsburgh, and Cleveland still doesn't have a head coach. So he might be the damn best head coach in the division right now because they have no other coaches. What? This you can't make this one up. You can make it up. Okay, Mike McCarthy is officially a Steeler. So, mm, here comes Mike McCarthy, another Mike that can't win playoff games. See, now I ain't gonna lie to you. No, wait a minute. You got to think about it. He didn't win playoff games in Dallas. He didn't win them in Green Bay. He ultimately had to get up out of there because they didn't win. And you bring him into this, they want him to rebuild this organization. That's big. Let's rebuild it with Mike. Let's see how this goes. Mm. Another Mike that cannot win playoff games. See, I like this one, right? I like that one. That was brutal, but that was truthful and honest. And of course, here we go with this. I like they growed on me. This group, they growed on me a little bit. They grow, not person. They grow. On the spinning now, guys. The spinning, spinning. All right. Now you see that the immediately the Rogers talk comes in, and Rogers said it was his last year, but now, hey, Caboli. What do we got? Caboli still is correspondent. What? That still is announcing her on social media. Okay. Caboli, what else? Let's see. Mark Caboli. So I like Caboli. We back. Okay. Damn. I didn't think we got lost. We got lost somewhere in there, yo. We got lost, people. We back though. All right. Mm. Damn, man. I hate when I should be doing it, don't you? Really, really. All right. Well, all right. Now, this here got me crazy. So, we do. Please thank y'all for hitting that like button. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Guess what, guys? We just finished breaking down the latest head coaching news. So now we're going to go over to the transfer portal news. We're going to get into that because Mensa, Darian Mensa, yes, the guy started at Tulane and went to end up going to Duke, getting Duke to the championship game, and then had a contract issue, but now guess what? He's on his way to Miami. So yes, yes, he is our. He's the reason why we're getting into our transfer portal news. We gotta keep up with what's going on in the college world, guys. I gotta get an amount of following and keep up with what's going on. All right, and here we go. There we go. There we go. Now, on your screen, you shall see this man here. They already swapped jerseys. Yeah, they didn't did it. The internet is amazing place. It really is. Menzel has left Duke, and he is now a Miami Hurricane. Now, past 2 seasons, he has thrown for 66, 96, 56 touchdowns. So he's good. Now, does this automatically make the Canes a woo? They're back in a national championship again. We got to see. But this is crazy because there's a whole storyline behind this. So now you get quarterback Mensa, running back Fletcher, Malachi Tony, and Barkate. Miami should have one of the best offenses in the country next year. That is definitely true. Look at this. They're getting Darian Mensa. So the Hurricanes are definitely making some moves. They've made moves, but it came with some controversy. It came with some controversy. Now, going from Carson Beck to Mensa might be the biggest quarterback upgrade this offseason. Miami is going to be back in the playoffs. That is this young man he can get around and move around with the ball, make throws. Lewis Riddick Darian Mensa is a skill is as skilled a passer as great young man. Talk with a great story as you will find in college football. He will be very good team, be on a very good team with a great program, has having potential written all over it. So, and look at this, they take the wide receiver too. So not only do they get Mensa, they get his wide receiver as well. This is kicking off our CFP Transfer portal breakdown. This is just got interesting. Oh, guys, let's get to it. Oh boy, you know what it is. This is all right. I mean, this all right. So not only that, his top target, who led Duke with 72 catches and 1,105 and what 6 yards, 7 tutties, and ranking second in ACC behind Miami's Malachi Tony in receiving yards and TD. He just joined up with Malachi Tony. The Miami Hurricanes are about to be, oh my goodness. Now, this is why it should be illegal. It should have been illegal. All right, now, is it 54-1 to win the Heisman next season? They're going to do the best to get Arch that Heisman, but considering the weapons Mensa will have next season, this is insane value. Look at it. Oh gosh, come on, guys. Already, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Already, the portal is going. Well, it's already the portal's done, right? Let's see. Hold It's already bananas, but this is just broken all kind of presidents right now. So Duke's lost two of their key pieces. I don't understand why Duke is pissed off. I mean, I would be pissed off as well. Okay. All right. A messy situation, the best outcome for all parties. Duke doesn't lose their Mensa for nothing, but also doesn't become the school that takes its own players to court, which can hurt recruiting. Mensa gets to go to Miami, making them the top national title contenders. So they reached a settlement, and that's fair, right? Do you think it's fair? All right, now the 2026 winter transfer portal window has officially slammed shut. And it was one for the historic, historical books, history books. That's history books. It was one for the history books. Okay, we saw a mix of legal drama, massive. Hold on, wait. Before we get there, wait. Before we get started, let's get here because it's transfer portal. I want y'all in here with the. Okay, here we go, guys. You should throw on, but that's okay. Anyway, all right. All right, now ready for the action. Now listen. All right, wait for it. Wait for it. Come on. Yep. Now, now we get to it. Let's get to it. All right. Now, the winter transfer portal window has officially slammed shut. Okay. It was one for the history books. We saw a mix of some legal drama, massive NIL settlements, and some rich getting richer moves that have completely reshuffled the landscape for next season. Here's the breakdown for the major news and the biggest winners. Now, the Darian Mensah saga, Duke to Miami. The biggest story of the cycle wasn't just about a player moving, it was a legal battle. After leading Duke to his first outright ACC title since 1962, star quarterback Darian Mensah entered the portal at the 11th hour. The dispute Duke filed a lawsuit and obtained a temporary restraining order, alleging Mensah breached the multi-year NIL agreement. The resolution, just yesterday, January 27th, the two parties have reached an out-of-court settlement. Mensah officially enrolled at Miami immediately after. What are we doing here now? We knew this was going to be a case. We knew this was going to be a case. This is this. No, you got money. You you want to go someplace and win. They got money. So at the 11th hour, he says, "Hey, I'm out." And for the sake, and like they said, for the sake of going to court, they have to do a whole legal dash. They they settle out of court. Now, this is the impact. Now, watch the impact because he left immediately afterwards. Now, the impact is Miami also landed his top target from Duke, wide receiver Cooper Barquette. Mensah joins a Hurricanes team coming off a national championship appearance and replaces Carson Beck. So he just said goodbye, shook some hands behind the scenes, did whatever agreement it was, and not only left, but the wide receiver leaves with me. It's wow. He gets Miami, making him a national contender again. Keep wondering if Miami will bring Darian Mensah to the ACC kickoff like Duke before this past one. For the NIL payoff, Mensah said, "I'm not wired that way," and officially transferred. And the door was closed, but Indiana made us feel like anyone can win. But what does the Mensah situation tell us about college football food chain? Okay. Like I said, the transfer portal is what it is. That's what you get. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Let's just call it what it is. Let's just tell it for what it is. Look, you said it a food chain, but now it's like free agency. He's better. The highest bidder. So we got the biggest winners who won the portal so far. LSU has Sam Levitt, quarterback, Jordan Seaton at offensive tackle. Lane Kiffin has officially taken his Portal King title to Baton Rouge, landing Levitt, the number one ranked portal quarterback and five-star offensive tackle. Seaton give LSU the number one transfer class in the country. Go Tigers. I'm just saying, champs. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, yes, Miami has got a nice little thing. But don't be shocked at LSU, guys. I would tell you they're 45 minutes up the road from us. But LSU, Tigers. All right, then we got the Texas Longhorns, right? They get a wide receiver, Cam Coleman, Hollywood Smothers at running back. Steve Sarkisian reloaded in a major way. Coleman is arguably the most talented player in the portal. And flipping Smothers, formerly an NC State star from Alabama, was a massive recruiting win. So Texas, they got them in. They got them thing. Arch Manning gets another receiver to get another running back. Indiana, Josh Hoover, who steps in to do his job after the Mendoza brother transfers to Georgia Tech. We're going to get into that one too. But the Mendoza brother, he gets to Georgia Tech. How? Why? We'll figure it out. But they get Nick Marsh from Michigan State. Now, the defending national champs didn't skip a beat after losing Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza to the NFL. They secured TCU's Josh Hoover to keep the offense explosive and wide receiver Nick Marsh. So, besides the breaking news of Mensa, now here it is. This is Georgia Tech. They're right behind Indiana, right? Now, Georgia Tech did not do bad. They fell apart at the end. But guys, they didn't do too bad. They get Justice Hand. Oh no! Oh no! He left us. No! Oh no! No! So they got Justice Haynes. Wait a minute. He left Michigan, and they got the Mendoza brother from Indiana. Oh, Georgia Tech is trying to do something dirty. Oh no! This is this. Wait, he left us. All right. So Brinke grabbed the Big Ten's leading rusher in Haynes, Michigan, and younger brother of Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza to spark the Heisman legacy hype in in Atlanta. So look for Georgia Tech to definitely be making some noise. They got Haynes, oh yes, Hoover and Marsh. What what they got at Indiana already? Oh my goodness. And Texas, God, I can see Texas, but LSU, oh yes, I expect LSU to be good this year. All right, some quick hitters and notable commits. You want to get to some quick hitters, some notable connects as we. Wow, I'm shocked that Haynes really left. I should have paid more attention, but I was all up into. We're going to the Super Bowl. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh, somebody officially has the NFL fan transfer portal. Okay, we can print some of these out and pass them out to people. Anybody want to be a Patriot fan? Just let me know. We got to do a background check though. We can't just let anybody become one, especially the haters. All right, LSU portal commits. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Update the greatest transfer portal class ever assembled. Okay, Zach Nunez TV. Sure, buddy. Holy damn, bro. Hold on. We gotta put that up there. But guys, look, check it out. We're gonna pull this up on the screen, man. This is LSU's. I know I'm gonna get some slack, but check it out, bro. LSU might actually have something. They actually might have something. They might have something. Don't shoot the messenger. Champs, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. Think about it. No. This is the portal. Levitt, Clark, and Long Street. So Long Street, they got okay, so they got Long Street to commit too. So he got three of them. He got Arizona, Eaton, and USC. Oh, this is golly. And then he got somebody who's this Gainey Jones Gaines. He got Watkins from Ole Miss. Trey Wilson from Florida. Jackson Harris from Hawaii. Okay, Trey Brown from Old Dominion. I don't know. I didn't. I caught a couple games. Um, Jace Brown from Kansas State. I mean, dude. Tight end Malachi Thomas from Pitt. Zach Grace from Oregon. Okay, I gotta see how the tight end room look. They got a solid little line. Look at these names on these lines, boy. They ain't playing it. Lane went dummy on that. The kicker from Arkansas. Punter from Florida. Small snapper from Florida. And you got dude from Baylor. Now Baylor did have some spacers. So LSU might have killed the portal. I'm not being biased, guys, but LSU might have killed the portal. Okay, now let's get into quick hitters notables. All right, we got Dylan Raiola leaving Nebraska for Oregon. Dan Lanning continues his streak of landing elite portal quarterbacks. Nick Gabriel and now Raiola. DJ Lagway, quarterback, the former Florida star, is reportedly headed to Baylor to lead the Bears offense. So Lagway is going from Florida to Baylor. Interesting. We're going interesting. Brendan Sorsby, quarterback committed to Texas Tech after a massive season, and Cincinnati is giving the Red Raiders a legit dual threat. What? Yeah, I know Brendan Sorsby could have came to LSU, but Texas Tech paid Justice Hayes. Oh, this is that. That's the one. That's the one right there, guys. That is the one. Hayes. The Michigan standout move to Georgia Tech is one of the biggest impact non-QB transfers of the cycle. It what? Oh, what did we miss? What the fuck did we miss, guys? I mean, wow. Georgia Tech got that work, guys. All right, now here we go. There is the problem with the transfer portal is there is no firm enforceable transfer rules. And every time the NCAA, a conference, or school tries to enforce transfer rules or any other rules, eligibility, it creates more legal exposure, not more order. And kind of sucks because, these dudes is kind of getting away with just doing it. And here he is, Darian Mensah arriving in Miami. It's good for the school, but Duke, they got to go and get a whole new process. And here's Dabo, who illegally paid players for years, complains about transfer portal. Now, it wasn't me
This is
reading what they report.
like there's tampering and then there's blatant tampering. Tampering
I just
101
read the
is
report.
when you're talking to kids who aren't in the portal. Tampering 201 is when you've already negotiated the deal with the kids not in the portal. Tampering 301 is when you got a kid who's gone in the portal, signed somewhere, moved there, gone to classes, and you're texting them while they're in class. That's like a whole nother level of tampering. And it's total hypocrisy. So, this is obviously.
Yep, there it is, guys. Dabo Sweeney taking his stance on tampering. He was letting them know that's tampering. What are we doing here? It's almost encouraging the behavior. I give the transfer portal maybe another cycle before it ceases to exist because lawyers will argue against the free ability to transfer at any given time. And that's going to be the next thing, guys, because, it's, a, it's one of those, huh? Lane Kiffin's first 60 days as a head coach. As LSU's head coach is number one transfer portal class in America. Links one quarterback, offensive line, one number one edge rush, four top 50 transfer portal wide receivers, trio of 5-star signees in 2025 class. Retains Harlem Berry, Caden Durham, much more. Yup. I gotta give the man brought the buzz back to. Come on. That's it, dog. The portal is going wild. The portal is going wild, guys. Coaches is going wild. Transfer portal's going wild. I'm surprised Dabo still has a job. And man, ask Bill O'Brien how much money he got.
Compared to other sports. Yeah, I don't really want to get into. That's probably a question for somebody above me. I'm not trying to avoid the question. I'm the football coach. It just helps the fans know. No, I totally get it. We are participating in rev share, definitely more than we've had in the past. Very fair question, but I do think that that's more of a question for Blake and somebody above me that can explain it in detail to you. But yeah, there's more than we've had in the past, and we feel good about where we're at. But I really do, I do think it's more than that. I think that there's ways to go about this other than just money, right? I think it's about the school and what the school can do for you, and as a student athlete here. And so, but yes, we're definitely participating in rev share.
Just on Kenyatta.
Could you help educate me? I know BC announced they're going full share money-wise
Right.
for the portal.
Right.
I'm trying to clarify and get a reading. How much money did you have to work with football alone compared to the other sports?
Yeah, I don't really want to get into. That's probably a question for somebody above me. I'm not trying to avoid the question. I'm the football coach.
Just helps the fans know.
No, I totally get it. We are participating in rev share, definitely more than we've had in the past. Very fair question, but I do think that that's more of a question for Blake and somebody above me that can explain.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is starting. The portal is getting a little hectic out here, guys. Yeah, boy, about to get hectic. Hold up. He's them going to the locker room trying to keep every freaking player he got. You gotta respect it, guys.
Say the coaches have no say, and coaches are doing what they want to do. And I get a kick out of it, though. Some of them are coaches that are calling and complaining a year ago about it. But hey, when in Rome, do like the Romans, I guess. If that's the way it is. I think that one supersedes the other jokes, the way it went. And I recruited Bediako, so I know. So I not biting on that one. Not that you're doing it to bite on it. Utterly ridiculous. And yet we have judges now doing it. We have Congress not jumping in. We have the NCAA with no say. So it's the Wild Wild West. So be prepared for anything. I'm just going to keep my guys. I'm going to keep being different. I'm going to keep my guys. I'm going to the transfer portal for sure in the spring. I'm going right to my locker room. And I'm going to try to keep every frickin' player I got.
You heard this shit. Right there, that part. That part.
And all of a sudden, this boom.
So your first inclination was to wait to go on the Feinbaum show? Was that it?
I don't know what else the hell to do. Didn't hurt either one of my dogs. And I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do right this second. That's why I didn't hang up the phone and panic. So my point is, didn't LSU last year, you know these facts and I don't, didn't they have like the largest portal class or one of the biggest ones coming
they sure
in?
did. Most certainly they did.
Hey, Paul, this is an interesting call. About 2 minutes ago, a tree just fell through my bedroom.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah?
Wait for it.
And I'm a little bit in shock, I guess. I'm in another part of the home, and I heard and, of course, felt this noise. And all of a sudden, this boom.
So your first inclination was to wait to go on the Feinbaum show? Was that it?
I don't know what else the hell to do. Didn't hurt either one of my dogs. And I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do right this second. That's why I didn't hang up the phone and panic. So my point is, didn't LSU last year, you know these facts and I don't, didn't they have like the largest portal class or one of the biggest ones coming
they sure
in?
did. Most certainly they did.
Hey, Paul, this is an interesting call.
His first thing to do was call him a Paul Feinbaum show after a tree hit his house to talk about LSU transfer portal. You can't make this shit up. These people are obsessed. Now, Ole Miss got some players going to the portal. Look at this. Star, Edge, Rusher. You can get you one. Look, it was in there and but God, this is Right. Okay, guys, the portal is officially, so far on paper, we might as well go ahead and give it to them. Go ahead, LSU. Go ahead. Give it to LSU. All right, so we done did the portal now, right? Yes, we done did the portals. We done broke down the portal. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is, of course, this is going to be talk of the town, guys. That's it. The portal is officially bad news. Let's find out what happens to the players that are trapped in purgatory. You know what I'm saying?
Again, another reason why I reached out is our conversation last week where you said how many kids are still left in the portal with 2 days to go, 10,000, close to 4,000 in the FBS alone. And, this is not just the sports world. So many things happen in the real world that we just move on because we've got other distractions, other things going on. The portal's now closed. And I'm wondering how many kids were left in the portal when it closed, because nobody talks about that. Josh.
Yep.
What do you got for me?
You know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like in the South, like when a big tornado outbreak happens.
Right.
And the news focuses on it for 24, 48 hours. They move on. Community's still devastated. And you're like, where did the coverage go? Kind of in the sports world to remove all the tragedy from it.
Of course.
To maintain some of the same elements. That's kind of how the portal is. So I'm looking right here. I hit up my buddy over at On3, Pete Nakos, this morning, who just has a line to the portal. He himself is not in it, but he has a line to the portal. Okay, so just FBS. So we're just talking about the 136 FBS teams. 1,200 of them are still active. They are still in there. So to give everyone a little catch up here, the portal closed last weekend. And the rule isn't you have to have signed by the time it closes. The rule is you have to be in by the time the portal closes. Now, there's some very high-priced legal types out there that we could double box me with right now, and they would say, this is all cosmetic. This is all a mirage. There is no window. The NCAA just put some dates on a piece of paper, and they're crossing their fingers, hoping everyone abides by it. But really, legally, there's nothing stopping anyone. As long as you can get enrolled in school, you can portal whenever you want. All right. With that caveat added, right now, the portal is closed, according to the NCAA, which means if you're not already in it, you can't transfer the rest of the year. 1,210 are still active in that portal, meaning they have not signed anywhere. And I'm just telling you, people can like it or not. It's a reality that several of those guys will never play football again. Several of those guys are in there. And then you notice when we put that clip out from your show last week, there was a mixed reaction in the comments. And some of the comments were, oh, this is terrible, because I pontificated that jackals posing as agents were giving really bad advice to kids. And that's not my opinion. That's fact. But that wasn't the sentiment in the replies. The sentiment in the replies was largely, well, good, they deserve to learn these lessons, blah, blah, blah. And people are taking their distaste towards the overall climate of college football right now. And the only face that they can aim that vitriol at is the players. And to me, the players are probably acting no different in the current climate than any player at any point in history would have acted given these current parameters. So, yeah, a lot of guys just ended their career by going in the portal, some of them by listening to adults who allegedly have their best interest at heart, and they never even knew they ended their career when they made that decision.
So it's possible that of those 1,200 plus players still sitting in the portal, that there'll be a spring game injury, a training camp injury, and they'll be able to switch or find a spot because the other teams that they portaled away from haven't taken them back or been told you're not welcome back here. So they're just waiting for an opportunity similar to a pro football player that doesn't get signed via free agency, got cut. Is that basically what their experience is going to be like over the next few weeks and months, Josh?
I imagine some stories are going to be like that. You got to remember, as much as people chuckle under their breath when I say this, there is still an academic element attached to this where you can't just go sit at home or sit in the dorm. Like there's this small matter of you needing to be in class, you needing to be enrolled somewhere. So as long as you're enrolled in somewhere, I guess you remain in good academic standing. And yeah, there's no limit. You can indefinitely stay in the portal until you want to sign somewhere. You just got to get enrolled there. But again, and this is why I wanted to say what I said a couple of minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is all what's sort of just loosely written on the NCAA banner they're flying behind the plane right now. Nobody knows if it stands up to legal scrutiny. In fact, we kind of know it doesn't. It's a case-by-case thing as to which of these things have been torn to shreds in court and which ones haven't yet been torn to shreds in court. So I think we're going to have one of the most ridiculously legally contentious off seasons in college football history, because that's all you're going to hear about for the next 6 months, unless you just plug your ears, is a bunch of legal fights about what the NCAA can and can't enforce with the transfer portal.
The only pushback or caveat I will give to what you just said about an academic a piece to this still existing is unless there's somebody in the portal that's already graduated.
Right.
And the thing that leapt out at me in the days leading up to the national championship game, Josh, was an exchange between Carson Beck and a reporter. And I think the reporter must have an angle, or she had a story about, the academic portion of all of this, and asked Carson Beck, was he in class like last week or the day before or something like that? I'm paraphrasing, but that was the general gist, is asking him, hey, were you in class this past week? And he laughed and he goes, I graduated. I haven't been in class in 2 years, said the quarterback of a team that was playing in the national championship game. And I'm like, wow, like that's a professional quarterback. Like he does not go to class because he's already graduated and he's just being paid to play football, but it's for the University of Miami Hurricanes rather than the Miami Dolphins. That's a fact, Josh. That happened,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just had to bring that up in response to you saying what you just said.
Well, you got to remember, so also the life cycle of your modern day high level college football player is they enter high school knowing I plan on playing college football. So they get themselves in such a situation where they're ready to early enroll in college. Some of them skip their senior year in high school. They rearrange their schedule academically where they meet the academic requirement to graduate high school. Ryan Williams did this at Alabama. And so he's enrolled as a 17-year-old freshman at Alabama, but they early enroll. They're on campus all year. So they're taking a year-round class load. So, I mean, look, Carson Beck's not the best example of this, but a lot of these dudes are done. They already have degrees. And even if they're just a standard 4-year guy, I mean, a lot of them are working on a master's by the time they're second half of their junior season, just because they've already met the requirements.
So right there, look at that. That portal is wicked. The portal's wicked, guys. We got to get about the portal because we're going to be down the rabbit hole. And I don't want to, this is just too much. The portal is wicked. Okay. That's enough portal. So Mensa is going to Miami. That is a mutual agreement. All right. And there it is. salute to, that's crazy. Think about that number. 1,250 players that's going to be sitting around in a portal. Just sitting around, nothing to do in a portal. Just sitting there. Oh my God. But, all right. So switching back over to the NFL, let's get into. Wait, we already broke down the coaches. Yeah, we got down to our coaches. Guys, they're trying to bring back Ron Rivera. Riverboat Ron was interviewed for the Cardinals job. I was like, wait a minute, can't believe this. But other notes, the Patriots were in the Super Bowl. And we will be taking on Sam Darnold. And man, I did want to look up one more thing though on portals because the Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl was tonight. I forgot about that. I didn't see it. Did y'all watch the Senior Bowl? Did anybody? But Lane Kiffin is the king of the portal. Does it y'all know my boy Lane Kiffin is the king of the portal? Now where is the that Senior Bowl, right? No. All right. So making sure we catch all our bases before we pop. There we go. Senior Bowl, folks. Senior Bowl. All right, Diego Pavia, high surprise steal Senior Bowl spotlight. That's what I'm talking about. Pavia. Wolverine, baby. All right, so we go to standouts from the Senior Bowl. We got some standouts. Parker, Crown over Moore. Yeah. Derek Moore. Braves, get that man from Michigan. Slaughter and Fields. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Derek Moore is dominant. That's what that right there. Braves, go get him. Braves, get him. He probably be gone by the time we get it. Lee Hunter. Like there's don't sleep on some of these other guys that's in the that's coming out here. Okay, John Carroll, wide receiver, Tyron Montgomery. Climbing the ladder, nothing for him. Strong. They won the Senior Bowl sleeper. No. All right. All right, something one. TJ Parker. All right, so day one of the Senior Bowl practice standouts. T.J. Parker, Clemson. All right, Western Michigan, Dan Tucker. Who else? I got John Carroll. Reggie Virgil, Texas Tech, and Josh Cameron. Jalen Farmer from Kentucky. All right, they got some names on there I've seen from the year covering college somewhat. All right. So pretty much Lee Hunter, defensive tackle. They haven't played too much on it. All right, so day one of the Senior Bowl. Looks like it was pretty exciting, right? Like it's pretty exciting. Showing off the lot of defense in front. All right. All right, we didn't got time with those. We out of there on that part. Now, let's get to this. Come on over here. Oh, here we go. This old boy Cam Newton continues to try to discredit Drake Mays, comparing him to QBs like Rex Grossman and Trent Dilfer. The Patriots, are not here because of Drake May. That's just facts. Oh my goodness. Cam, he just wants to stay relevant, guys. I'm sorry. I can't do nothing. The dude's a freaking MVP candidate. And I mean, not that we're worried about MVPs, but come on, Cam. You're not, like, sometimes you just gotta stop, bro. Like, I don't know if Cam is putting some in them cigars he's smoking or something in that drink. But golly, bro. So the quarterback ain't did nothing to get us to the Super Bowl. I'm just trying to figure that one out. And Ryan Clark has a strong guys. We're going
First ballot Hall of Famer, absolutely petty, ridiculous, but Bill Belichick? And to say that somebody could be in that room and make some sort of case that he isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer as the greatest head coach in NFL history, as the greatest winner at the position, the strategies that he implemented, the decisions that he made. I mean, dude, there was a way of doing football that he invented, the Patriot way. And I get it. They say without Tom, this and this, it don't matter, because when he had Tom, before Tom was Tom, they won Super Bowls. Tom wasn't an MVP. Tom wasn't a number one overall pick. Tom wasn't some transcendent talent. It was actually Bill Belichick who allowed Tom Brady to grow into Tom Brady. Oh, and by the way, what you're going to tell me is when Tom Brady gets his opportunity to be a Hall of Fame finalist, he's not going to be first ballot Hall of Fame either, if some of the reasons that people are saying that Bill Belichick shouldn't be are the reasons that he's not. Bill Belichick is the greatest winner at the head coaching position, one of the greatest strategists at the head coaching position, and he has literally fathered and birthed so many things that have now become football in the NFL. And you mean to tell me because you have some petty vendetta and we're letting people in the room who maybe shouldn't be in the room? Because every year I hear how people fight for somebody. They go, well, he wasn't the best, or he wasn't the greatest, or he wasn't this, but man, he had this run, or he did this. Belichick don't need none of that. Look at the resume. Look at the amount of times you've been to Super Bowls and the amount of times you've won them, and in some of the ways that you did that, and the people, the Seymours and the Ty Laws and the other people that are in the Hall of Fame and Rodney Harrisons and likes that should be too. This is the biggest miss the NFL could have ever had. Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time, and there's no debating that. And for the greatest coach of all time to not be a first ballot Hall of Famer tells me that no coach should ever be. And folks should be.
I couldn't have said it much better. It doesn't make sense. How do you not get because of I said it earlier when I first started the stream. Because of Spygate and some other controversies, they said, let it wait a year. It's Bill Polian, his work. And Ryan just confirmed it when he said you let people in the room with their agendas and their pettiness. And this is why this is an outrage, because we already see what it is. It's nothing personal, right? The man, come on. And he said in his response, 6 rings, 6 Super Bowls ain't enough. 6, but ain't enough. Like, come on. But yet still, this lets you know right there, guys. They say Bill Belichick is not a first. It don't even sound right, because you automatically knew that if there was one coach that was going to get in, you know, it was Belichick, just on the strength that Bill Belichick. But today, that is, oh boy, oh boy. How do you snub one of the, even if you do not like Belichick, even if you personally don't like him, you cannot take away the fact of what he's brought to the game of football. Regardless, there's no way you can sit there and, oh, well, no, due to this reason, or this reason. No, make him wait a year. That's literally the sources have brought out. You know, this is the world of everybody's gonna say. So next up is, we got the 3 teams left. 3 teams left, guys. 3. Browns, Cardinals, and Raiders. And Raiders are waiting on Kubiak and maybe Webb. Possibly Webb. Because Joe Brady's back in Buffalo, and he's taken the job to be the next Buffalo Bills head coach. So the Raiders will have to look elsewhere. Cardinals, interesting. They play in a dome. Can that body wants to play inside? Like, they act like that's a bad job or something. They act like it's a bad job. All right. And the Browns, we already know they're looking at Steelhouse and Monken and maybe Jim Schwartz. May the sports be with you. Senior Bowl, guys. Ooh, Jeremiah Wright. Auburn offensive line. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stop playing. All right. Regardless of your opinion of Bill Belichick, him not being a first ballot Hall of Famer is a disgrace and a direct indication on the Hall of Fame itself. Jordan Schultz. You got Ryan Clark and Jordan Schultz. You got a number of people speaking out. This is, are we, nah. Man, come on. And how you pass, I mean, come on. Now, I'm not mad at him because, politics do be playing. Oh, that was clean. Oh, that was clean. That was clean. That almost looked unreal. That didn't look real at all. But Bill Belichick getting snubbed this night. Retarded. All right. I want y'all to see something. Okay. Now, right here. 11 of these people, again, have done what they did last time. They did an early Super Bowl prediction. Of course, they have to do these. This makes for their show, the fluff of the show. And everybody picked Seahawks. Salute. Okay. Roll Warriors. Remember, guys, go watch The Warriors. It's a good movie. No, like I said, everybody is. This is just trending, guys. If you really, it doesn't make. It's unbelievable. Do you see the amount of bling this man has on his fingers? I mean, come on. Stop playing. The number 2 most winning head coach. Number 2. And boy, I don't get it. There it is. Okay. Now I was looking for him. I found him, guys. There it is. Bill Polian. This is the guy right here. And no, we're not trying to be petty or start anything. We're just pointing out the freaking man who decided to hold a petty, vindictive grudge against Bill Belichick. All right. Fans are calling for Bill Polian to be removed from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Polian was the driving force in convincing voters to oppose Bill Belichick after being a first ballot Hall of Famer because of his personal hatred and jealousy of Belichick. It sounds petty, but you really have to understand that he does not like Belichick. He does not like him. And of course, people just need a little swaying of the little nudging, and there it is. But come on. Belichick as a head coach, most Super Bowl titles, most Super Bowl appearances, most playoff wins, most playoff appearances, most division titles, third most wins all time. Okay, I was wrong by one. Man deserves his flowers. And of course, it would be these people from the Colts. Not all of y'all are bad, but come on, guys. Stop. So definitely we need a banner for Bill. Just for Belichick. And of course, now listen, Philip Dorsett and everybody else is retweeting this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and join the train because guess what? No matter how you feel about it, why are you gotta be Skip? Why do you have to? Why does it have to be Skip? Why? Fucking Skip. Fucking Skip. It has to be Skip. I was gonna do it, but no. All right. Okay, so here it is. Let's get to the tops. Told you. Fell short of 40 out of 50 votes needed. Like, how do you do that? But so Brady will continue to call the offensive plays. Figured that much. Leonard Williams. I mean, come on. This is all right. So Brian Daboll, of course, had good conversation with the Eagles. Was intrigued by a possible reunion with Jalen Hurts, but he and Robert Saleh grew close in recent years, and there was a lot about Cam Ward and the Titans. So the two former New York coaches, the Jets and the Giants, put together. The two former NY coaches, the Jets The Giants team up and reunite on another Broadway. They're down there in Tennessee. So Dayball is solid. The Ballhead brothers. Ball two. Can't talk about them. Ball two. But guys, they are teaming up. So Dayball is not going to be a head coach. He goes and becomes. We did it. OC perspective. He's an OC. That's good though. He gets a talented, very talented quarterback. And Solid gets to get a defense. And here we go. Tennessee might be back. All right. So of course, there you. I just told you. There he is. All right. So Mike Garafolo had a very good tweet earlier today, and it was Belichick isn't a Hall of Famer, and it's all Joe Lombardi's fault. And in case you guys caught the news earlier, Joe Lombardi was fired along with some other pieces in Denver. Yeah. Sean said, here you go. And a couple of them got gone. So there it is right there. The Broncos fired OC Joe Lombardi. I don't think his name is on a list of being hired for head coach, but maybe another OC. I don't know. And Mike McCarthy had his introductory press conference. Teared up there for a moment, guys. He teared up. Okay, here we go.
One more, potentially another coach also out. The Broncos are going to hire a new offensive coordinator. They need to run a process. So based on NFL rules, they can't just say, okay, Davis Webb, it is your job. What they can do is incentivize him to stay and then potentially end up giving him a job. The fact that he is in the building right now for a rival interviewing for a head coaching opportunity and a strong candidate, these things are all related. Now, we'll see where it shakes out for the Las Vegas Raiders and for the Broncos, but things do not happen in a vacuum. Certainly, they are all related, Tom. Now, a couple of things here. Yes, Joe Lombardi has been a longtime lieutenant for Sean Payton. One, I'm told of a couple other coaches, a couple other changes, so it's not just Lombardi. I believe at least one more, potentially another coach also out. The Broncos are going to hire a new offensive coordinator. They need to run a process, so based on NFL rules, they can't just say, okay, Davis Webb, it is your job. What they can do is incentivize him to stay and then potentially end up giving him a job. The fact that he is in the building right now for a rival interviewing for a head coaching opportunity and a strong candidate, these things are all related. Now, we'll see where it shakes out for the Las Vegas Raiders and for the Broncos, but things do not happen in a vacuum. Certainly, they are all related, Tom. Now, a couple of things here. Yes, Joe Lombardi has been a longtime lieutenant for Sean Payton. One, I'm told of a couple other coaches.
So, yeah, it is. That man is gone out of there, guys. And not shocking. Not shocking. So where does Lombardi go after this? We see where Daboll end up. He was a candidate for a head coaching job. He was interviewing. He went to Buffalo. He went to Vegas. I think even Baltimore maybe even talked to him. But, and there goes my guy Mike McDaniel.
I will open with this statement. I'm fired up to be here. Family's fired up to be here and shoot from the hip with whatever questions you got. If you can't beat them, join them, I guess.
All
right, what's up? Not really an opening statement guy, but I will open with this statement. I'm fired up to be here. Family's fired up to be here and shoot from the hip with whatever questions you got. If you can't beat them, join them, I guess. All right.
You heard it, man. I'm not really, takes me a minute, but I'm one of those guys. Let's get to it. So, they got Steve Young and Jerry Rice as the captains. Pro Bowl, Tuesday the 3rd. Joe Brady press conference is going to be live at 12 p.m. So there it is, Joe Brady. Okay. And we're good. Okay. That's Pavia right there. Diego Pavia.
New heights there in Nashville. Pavia gonna take a shot. Going down for Cameron and connecting downfield. Beat Hood indeed.
And did that look familiar at all, DJ?
That's something that they did a lot of in Waco, and that was Pavia on the throw, not his college quarterback, but just adjusting to the ball up in the air down the field.
And watch the end.
He a little push there,
just that little bit, because that's what he does well. Because Cameron using that body, a little extra bulk, create that little extra separation at the end, and coming down with the football.
And DB coach is talking about him, wanting him to turn in the other
Senior
way.
Bowl guys.
Get that ball.
Diego Pavia.
Veteran move right there for Cameron at the very end.
Slinging
Get
rock.
a little bit of space to make that grab. He's still in the game here. Pavia is. Pretty good protection, stepping up. Fires a strike in there to Vinny Anthony, the wide receiver out of Wisconsin.
And that's what the scouts want to see right now to Pavia, correct, DJ? That type of stepping and staying in the pocket. Bam, ball comes right out of his hand, find the receiver.
Yeah, I think he's got a live arm, and it's someone, when you're undersized at quarterback, you like these full speed drills here because it clears up lanes for you. When it's kind of a half speed, it's hard to throw, it's hard to see. When you get guys playing hard like they are right now, it actually makes it easier at quarterback.
See how easily he handled that snap that was just off just a little bit, didn't throw him off at all.
Well, Vinny Anthony has no problem adjusting to different quarterbacks throwing him the football. He caught passes from 4 different Wisconsin quarterbacks this year.
Do you know he had 4 different wide receiver coaches during his time at Wisconsin?
Yeah. Well,
he adapts well.
Being around that program, though, they have high praise for Vinny Anthony and really that whole receiver group that went through some struggles in the pass game this year and kind of stayed up and engaged all year long.
And they call him an original Badger because he came, never left.
Yep.
All the different changes, offense, coaching, whole deal stayed throughout.
The boy got in that arm. He got some work to do,
also seeing under center snaps. We've seen a couple of snaps go awry here early on in this practice. That's something that, not every quarterback does at the college level, but will be asked to do so when they get
high school level.
Wherever.
Nice takeoff.
And an incompletion there with a flag out.
That was Height. Is that Romello Height 37 coming off the edge?
That's
nice little get off right there.
Texas Tech.
Yeah, he and David Bailey and Lee Hunter. I mean, they had an absolute
really is short
of studs, monsters along that Tech defensive.
Pavia like a little shorty. All right. All right, here we go. Now, Fox Sports. This past weekend, the Seahawks improved to 4-0 all-time in the NFC Championship, with all 4 games taking place at Lumen Field in Seattle. Did Sunday's playoff win over the Rams solidify Lumen Field as the toughest place to play in North America? And, of course, we have to pull up this little graphic. So they got Lumen at number 1, Lambeau at number 2, Alabama at number 3, Tuscaloosa, some Aztec Stadium in Mexico City, Michigan at number 5, go Blue, Big House, Arrowhead number 6, Beaver Stadium and that's Penn State, the Whiteout. Kansas. I don't know about that. Well, they do. Ohio, Columbus, and let me think. I think Ohio should be a little higher, right? And Duke, Cameron. Really? Duke? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. No. I agree with this one. And this one. Lambeau, I don't know. It's a tough spot to play. Oregon showed them they can play in that whiteout environment. Lumen, they'd have been upset in Lumen before now. Let's not act like they ain't never been upset there. We gotta see. All right, so okay. I did not get the memo for Senior Bowls, guys. Shit.
Into a new building, a lot of excitement there. Foxborough Fire Department. Look at our parking attendants, and I can't thank those people enough for what they do. Our staff to get our coaches prepared, our coaches to get our players prepared, a training room, just everybody involved with this thing. But obviously, the players, I thank them. And I know that they're excited. Just want to thank a lot of people here for helping us get here. Obviously, Robert and Jonathan for the support that they showed us from the time that I got here, free agency. And we're excited to finish up this chapter here and move into a new building. A lot of excitement there. Foxborough Fire Department.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us. That is gonna do it for us, guys. Till tomorrow. All right, I'm really excited about Will Hunt McCarthy will call plays. So there it is, Garrett. Oh, there it is. Historic Myles Garrett, 23 sack uniform officially in the building. All right. There it is. Mike said definitely don't see why he would not return. So look like we might see a Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy reunion. We might see a reunion. All right. Back over here. Any notification? What's the notice up? So there we go. All right. We didn't at all. We didn't went through the whole script. All right. Like I said, we got caught up. Uh-oh. Pals, bro. We're going to start talking about my pals, guys. We're going to start talking about NBA at one moment and some time, because pals not looking good. But here we are. Look at this. Mendoza, Jeremiah Love. Ooh. Mm. And there it is. That's everything that happened so far. And the breaking news, all back to it. Belichick has been snubbed. Mintz is headed to Miami. The Patriots are in the Super Bowl. Guys, we're taking on 11 days, the Seattle Seahawks. We are in the Super Bowl. Yes, the Patriots are there. Whew. It's been a good one. But I'm trying to think. Anything else? We got anything else we missed? We got transfer portal. Got up. Belichick got snubbed. I'm still pissed for Bella. No. No, we did everything. Mm-hmm. So, if you don't mind, hit that like button. Sub to the channel, man. Help us grow. We are trying to get there. Before we do go, hold on. Before we do go, hold on. I mean, this is the talk of the town. The talk of the town. I mean, I'm sorry, is the actual talk of the town. I mean, all right. I mean, guys, we were not supposed. I mean, listen, we're not really supposed to be in the Super Bowl, but we're there. So, let's just enjoy this ride while we got it, and see where the chips land. Because I guarantee you, this defense that we got is going to do a number on the Seattle Seahawks. And if they let the Rams come back, well, let's just say we got a chance. Okay, and yes, it looked ugly against the Broncos, but my dude got time. It's his second year, and he looks good. Now this Joe Brady thing is kind of crazy. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at this real quick before we get up out of here. I keep saying that, but let's look at this before we get up out of here. I like doing this because we get to talk about all the shit that didn't happen, and we can bring it here and bring it into the perspective and talk about it. Because it doesn't make sense how you snub Bill Belichick. And of course, Skip Bayless, of all people, is going to have something to say just for some sensationalism. I feel like that too, but I can't talk about my coach, former coach. Even if you don't like the guy. Even if you don't like him. It's hard not to be like, So there it is. Matthew Stafford. Passing yards. 4707. 46 touchdowns. 313 more passing yards and 15 more touchdowns than May. Stafford in the 2025 season was 8th time in the NFL history that a quarterback threw for at least 4,500 yards, 45 touchdowns according to ESPN research. 6 of the previous 7 quarterbacks to do so won MVP. The only player who didn't was Saints Drew Brees in 2011, as Green Bay's Aaron Rodgers also reached those thresholds that season. All right. He threw 28 straight touchdowns. I get that. Uh, 46 passing touchdowns were the second most over by a player at age 37 or older. Okay, cool. And his coach is going to say it. Now, May had his lowest statistical passing output in the AFC Championship game. That's true. 86 passing yards, 10 for 21. It was a ferocious game. Then the weather turned at the end. No excuses. Overall performance illustrated one of the best cases to be MVP. It showed his knack for making plays with his legs and uplifting an offense that was sputtering. Stafford, we seen what happened when he tried to run. Key plays included that 6-yard touchdown run and a 28-yard scramble. On 3rd and 9, intercepted a eventual game-winning 23-yard field goal and a 7-yard bootleg to close out the game late in the fourth quarter. Yeah, he's a threat guy with the legs. He led the league in completion percentage, yards per attempt. Also finished with 450 rushing yards with 4 scores on the ground. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I want to win a Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if he gets the MVP or not. It's good to be in there, considered. That's good. But my boy wants a championship. That's mission complete. Get a ring. That's the ultimate MVP right there. That's the ultimate MVP, folks. So, with that being said, that is pretty much all of the shit. We didn't went through everything. All right, we didn't went through it all. We went through it all. Now, I mean, damn. Mm-hmm. I really want to hear what Skip says, but I don't want to hear what Skip says. Because Skip is about to give us some long, drawn out, written down, and probably he got, he probably used a little AI up in there, But Skip is about to give it to us all the negative, why he doesn't like Bill Belichick. That's what Skip's about to do. Everybody else is like, you serious? Skip is about to be. Let me tell you why he doesn't. And it's like, Skip, what are you doing? And that's Skip's claim to fame, y'all. Unfortunately, that's Skip's freaking claim to fame. All right. I don't even, seriously, I don't want to get into Skip. Skip does some good stuff now. He does. He does some cool shit. But he cannot resist the moment when he sees a story going this way. And everybody going this way. And he got to get on there and go this way. That's Skip. Skip says, fuck that. Now, I'm going to tell you why Belichick shouldn't be in there. You know, look, everybody's coming out with damn near all NFL players are coming out. And Skip Bayless is the one that decides, I'm going to be the. No, I'm not. Like, come on, guys. Here it is. Let's see. Well, we got some. What is this? Sam Darnold has won more games in the last 2 seasons than the New York Jets franchise has won combined in the last 6 years. Sam Darnold wins over the last 2 seasons 30. You remember he did go 14 wins in Minnesota. And then this season he went 14 more. The Jets wins over the last 6 seasons, 28. That's 6 seasons. This man last 2 seasons with 2 different teams. 2 different teams. We're talking 2 different teams. And it 30 wins. The Jets 28. This man is going to the Super Bowl. And we're talking Super Bowl before anyone from that class. We're talking Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. Skip, why you didn't talk about that? Instead of trying to die on the hill behind Belichick. Oh shit, Dave Portnoy can buy a ticket, y'all. Yep, you know he's a fellow Patriot fan, so you know that's good news right there. He can get to the game now. You know, I'm shocked. That's good news. It's good. It means we're back. All right. Again, this is not real, right? When the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl, Belichick gets snubbed for the Hall of Fame. This is some cruel and unusual punishment. Why? What world are we in? All right. And it's all because polling. Say what it is, polling. He wanted it out there. He the one said it. Let him wait a year. Polian said it. So, blind resume, guys. 8 Super Bowl rings. 333 wins. 17 AFC East titles. 31 playoff wins. 3-time Coach of the Year. 50-plus year coaching career. And we let people in there for less. You let people in there for less than that. And of course, we all know why he's not in, because of the Spygate and some other controversies, because they said, no, we're not letting you in just yet. They're going to make you wait. Wait for what? A grudge? Pettiness? That's what it is. Guys, that's what it is. This is Wickersham. an interview with ESPN on Tuesday night, Polian denied telling fellow voters that Belichick should serve a 1-year penance for Spygate, but he said he heard his fellow voters float that idea. But he insisted he didn't agree or disagree with the proposal. Polian said he voted for Kraft and even spoke up on his behalf during the deliberation, saying Kraft had no knowledge of the Spygate scheme. Polian added that he could not remember with 100% certainty if he voted for Belichick, saying he was 95% sure he voted for the coach and a player, most likely L.C. Greenwood. I was shocked to learn Bill didn't get in, Polian said. He deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. This is telling you right there, this man, he did it. He did it. Let me go ahead and we're going to put that up there, and we're going to make a story from this one tomorrow. We're going to, Chet Wickersham does some good work. Now, again, the story came out earlier that there was a penance to be served due to the Spygate and a couple other controversies surrounding Belichick. So, could this be the prompt? Could this be it? And now a letter comes out, right? Let's see. If Polian can't remember his vote, maybe he shouldn't have one. This is Taylor Kimes. Thank you, Taylor. Now, Bill Polian. It was Tuesday night. Denied. Telling fellow voters. You read it. I'm going to have it on my community tab. Hold on, let me click it for you right now. There we go. There it is. I'm going to have it on my community tab for you. All right. Oh, this right here was gold, guys. This gold. Yes, he got the taunting call. Look, walks right over there, bucking, talking. Yeah. What was he thinking? Nobody knows. And then right after that, he get Puka. Puka was about to do it to him too, but he thought about it. No, we're down, so let's just, but yeah. All right. Wait, hold on. Wait, now listen to this, guys. They lied to you about Spygate. Here's Bill Cowher talking about how normal that practice was, the one they fined Belichick for. Now, I remember this back in the day when I was trying to defend my team, and I mean, all you had to do was put cheat and cheater, and you're surrounded. But listen.
They were doing nothing different than anybody else was doing. We don't have to worry about it in today's game, because today's game, we had the microphone. You could talk to the people on the field. Back then, you had to signal. We had wristbands. Okay, so the wristbands we would use, and Coach LeBeau was old school, and Coach LeBeau says, okay, I will do the wristbands. He did it for like one series. And then all of a sudden, he get back and hey, guess what that is? It doesn't take long. That's man-free. Okay, that's single high.
So his signals on the sideline is what you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we're trying to pick them up as well. I mean, they did a better job of picking up our seagulls than we did pick up theirs. I would just say to you in regards to Spygate,
all right, Jared,
they were doing nothing
Bill
different than
Cowher.
anybody else was doing. We don't have to worry about that in today's game, because today's game, you know, we had the microphone. You could talk to the people on the field. Back then, you had the signal. We had wristbands. Okay, so the wristbands we would use, and Coach LeBeau, who's old school, and Coach LeBeau says, okay, I will do the wristbands. He did it for like one series. And then all of a sudden, he got back and hey, guess what that is? It doesn't take long. That's man-free. Okay, that's single high.
So his signals on the sideline is what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
get to know him. We're going to sit around and talk about what we think. And just that whole process has been incredible to be able to go and dig and find out maybe stuff that you didn't know.
The Cowboys did
it was
go
just
and hire
the way that we went about it and finding that guys, as well as putting together the staff. It's an exhaustive process that
34-year-old.
I'm proud to be a part of, because we've got some good guys.
During the interview process,
guy from Philadelphia.
Young guy, first time play caller.
Nice first timer.
The exhaustive search that Shotty's done, and all of us having a piece in it, and much like we do during the process with players. Maybe we're going to go through the car wash, and everybody's going to meet him and talk to him, get to know him. We're going to sit around and talk about what we
get a little jump start. Oh no, they're talking about moving the Super Bowl to Sunday. No. Sorry, guys, we can't get behind that one. No, stick it to it. Now, look, we see this right here. Sarah Marshall, we see. Everybody's behind us. No, I don't think so. All right, and everybody picked the Texans and the Broncos to win. We're still in it, guys. Never thought I'd see the day. Diego Pavia, 5'9" in college. Okay. Yeah, I play too much. Love hurts. Jimmy Johnson came out with one of them. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is not going to change anything. You know how the world goes. The world is not changing shit. They're going to let Bill suffer, because that's the whole plan here. Allow Bill to serve out this 1 year penance. We're going to put him in there, just not first overall. And of course, here it is. Of course, Skip has 11 minutes to talk about it. Not about to listen to that shit, Skip. Sorry, I want to hear it, but no, not about to do it. Okay, Aaron Glenn a year ago. Man, it's the interception that sealed the deal, baby. See that? See that right now? See right there? We going to the Super Bowl, baby. All right. Anyway, that's our cue right there. Man, to that point. All right. 4 a.m. I will catch y'all in another 4 hours probably. Stay tuned, stay clutch. Go Pats. Hit that like button and follow, solo to the channel if you don't mind. And remember, go Pats. All right. We go.